Hi everyone, happy Monday. Um, God, I hope you all have had a good day so far, and I'm hoping you have a lovely week. Um, Sorry, my cat is here. She wants to join me. If I don't let her, she's just gonna be screaming. So anyway, this is going to be a continuation of the message I had last night from the angels. It was from the healing event that a couple of friends of mine and I had, and the message is about surrendering, and I've sort of talked about this in a previous video. I believe it was on acceptance, which is really, to me, like surrendering. And so this is something that many of us, including myself, struggle from. And this is what also keeps your suffering going. So this is a combined message from the angels, my guides, all of spirit, and I'm blending it with my experience. Okay? This is not like the end-all be-all of surrendering, because it is different for everyone. There's different circumstances. I'm just going to generalize. Here's what I find. I find that the more I try to control and resist a certain situation, the more I suffer. We get attached to certain outcomes. And when whatever it is that we're manifesting, or whatever it is that we're going through, if it doesn't unfold the way that we have imagined it to unfold, we try. Our ego brain, our ego mind tries to control the whole situation. It's protecting you from disappointment, from heartbreak, from trauma, all of what you think isn't for you or isn't right for you. I think so, whatever. So then you try to control the situation, you try to salvage the situation, you betray yourself even in order to achieve that, whatever that outcome that you wanted. And so there are several reasons why these things happen, why things don't turn out the way that you imagine them to turn out. Like you finally get your wish, or what you think is your wish. No, I would say it's a wish. But then it just turns out to be something else. So that happens because A, it's unfolding the way that it's supposed to, and you're supposed to learn from it. Or B, sometimes things come to you ahead of time to prepare you for when it truly unfolds. Okay? So timing is another reason. Like sometimes some things come to you ahead of time, they go away, and then they come back, if you allow it to. Or sometimes these things happen because it's your karma. Again, it goes along with learning from the whole situation. But you cannot learn anything unless you surrender to what it is. What is. Accept what has taken place, what transpired, whether you were dealt the wrong card. We go into trauma mode sometimes, and sometimes these situations are tough. And our ego mind wants to make things even more complicated, right? And so then it ends up creating a shadow self for you, because that event, whatever took place, affected your soul or you in such a deep way. Rather than surrendering to it, you create this shadow self. okay? And that is going to attach to you until you heal it and release it, okay? So this shadow self will tell you all of what you think you want to hear, okay? It's like trying to protect you, but also preventing you from seeing the bigger picture. It's simplifying everything for you. And that's not necessarily good for us. Okay? So I realized how truly important it is to surrender to what is. Now, suffering is necessary. We are meant to suffer a little bit to learn our lessons, but we're not meant to dwell in all of that suffering by trying to control a situation. Suffering, like Eckhart Tolle says, adds depth to your soul. Okay? It helps you to fully understand a situation so that you can help somebody else that's going through that. But that cannot happen until you surrender to it. You know? X, Y, and Z happened. Okay? It happened. You have no control over it. Stop trying to control what you can't control. That's more a message for me, but I'm sure it will resonate with some of you. And so that's what our mind tries to do, and I didn't realize that. I thought that I, was maybe trying to manifest something that really wasn't right for me. Well, I didn't know at that time. Or I thought that I could maybe use my intellect to save a situation, help a situation. But that's really wasted effort because I end up suffering. I end up carrying that burden, that pain, and creating my shadow self. And my shadow self tells me, don't stop. Keep trying. The situation will change. But I realized the only way a situation will change, if it's meant to change, is by you surrendering to whatever went wrong in that situation. Then you learn your lessons, and if whatever that event was is supposed to improve, by letting go of what did not work, will allow the new energies to come into that situation, and it will improve. And also, and I'm guilty of this too. When I'm going through my, dark night of the soul or resisting this, surrender, I always feel like, I ask God and angels and guides for help. Not always, some of the times. And I feel like I'm not receiving it. And that's because I haven't fully surrendered to what happened. I'm still trying to, that kind of help I'm asking is to improve the situation when I should just let it be for what it is. And so I realized I, in that moment, used my free will to refuse the help, because the help that's going to come to me is to help me, move on from it. Regardless, whether the situation will improve or something better is coming along. Usually that's how it goes. Once you surrender, then you accept the situation for what it is. Just say, okay, this happened. And you let go of it. God opens another door for you. I mean, actually, that door is always open. You just have to walk through it. But you keep yourself in this cycle of doom. That's what I call it. Afraid to let go. Afraid to let go because we are afraid to explore the unknown. But there's many gifts hidden in the unknown that we're not allowing ourselves to explore. So that is the power of surrender. Let's see if there's anything else. One moment. And so, piggybacking on the message from last night, it was more of like the brief version. The angel said, they're willing to take on this burden for you. You don't have to suffer anymore. Most of us have inflicted this pain. Well, we didn't inflict it, but we're letting it we're letting the ego feed on it. That's what the ego mind does. It just feeds on your pain, and it just keeps it going because it's not allowing you to accept and surrender to the situation. It's telling you just keep trying. There's other ways, keep your faith. But really, you should keep your faith on the angels helping you bring the unknown to you by letting this go. Whatever this was that happened, whatever took place, just let it be. It happened. It's out of your control. And so the angels said, once that happens and you let it be and you start letting go, they will come in and take that burden for you, which will then allow the unknown to come to you. Whatever it is out there that's waiting to manifest, waiting to come into your reality, it will come through for you. Okay? So that is the message. It's something that I still struggle with, but I feel like I don't want to claw my way through life anymore, just holding on to things that weren't necessarily right for me at the moment. And so I'm just going with the flow. It's hard. Sometimes I do fall back into the whole control issue, but I find that now, with this whole level of awareness that has come to me, I have an understanding, and I have a certain level of excitement for the unknown, because so far it has not let me down. All it's done for me, by me choosing to let go and explore whatever is out there for me, the unknown, I've grown. There's a certain level of maturity that has come to me, and my heart has opened. My views and perception on life situations have changed. All of this from letting go of the old me and slightly letting go of my ego self. I have not completely let my ego die, and I don't recommend that, because the ego, like I've said before, is important for this physical, material world. But when it comes to my spirituality, to the non-physical world, to the higher level of learning and viewing life, I'm aware of my ego, and I know when it steps in. And so just bringing that awareness to it, like Eckhart Tolle said, ego, which encompasses your pain body, does not like to be discovered. So once you have the awareness, it backs down. And so that's the balance, knowing when to allow your ego to step in and when to allow it to take a back seat. That's what I found to be beneficial for me so far in this journey. And so that is all I have as far as messages from Spirit and from myself. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you on the next video.